Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Harakakadash, double honors to the apostles and elders, great most done it rule well, and Shalom to all the brothers doing the work, sharing truth. I was just checking this article on this footballer over here in the UK, and this guy basically got this guy got railroaded, man. It's kind of wild because you read about like what was going down, and then you're just like, this shit is crime, like that it can even run how it ran, like the fact that you could, someone can just bring up charges against you where it's just like complete bullshit, and there's like evidence out there, like video footage and whatnot, that it's complete bullshit. Is kind of nuts, but it shows that especially obviously he's a Jake, so like if you're a Jake out here, then shit ain't gonna run for you is smooth. And regardless, it's now the time, the time we're in, the climate we're in, is where, hold on, the time we're in, the climate we're in is where what's it called, man? She ain't gonna be as well. It's you gotta be wary, man, especially with these women. They can do all sorts, the full force of the law. Esau's law system, so called, is behind them, so they can run a madness. But I read it's on the Guardian. It says Benjamin Mendy rape case, not guilty verdicts came down to question of consent. So it says, I'll skip through because it's just like there's some shit you describe and you're just like, it's fucking wild, bro. So it says in some ways the trial of Benjamin Mendy was not complex. Even the prosecution barrister, Timothy Craig, KC, said it was the opposite of a whodunit. For all the rape charges the Manchester City footballer faced, both sides agreed that sexual activity had taken place. The question was, did the women consent? On the charges relating to four of his accusers, the jury decided unanimously that he was not guilty of rape and sexual assault. They could not reach verdicts on two outstanding counts of attempting to rape one woman and of raping another. Eleanor Laws, KC, defending Mendy, sought to persuade the jury that while client had made monumental mistakes and behaving in a callous and morally dubious way, that this was not a court of morals. Yeah. So what? No. Well, you know what? Let me just skip down, man. So it says, okay, yeah. So it says, though the jury was repeatedly told that there was no right way for a victim to behave, Laws focused a lot on what the women said and did after the alleged rapes. Some of the women, who Mendy was ultimately cleared of raping, sent messages to friends expressing that Laws described as unbridled joy and giddiness about the night they just had, the night where they just got raped. So it's that's why it's like some of the shit they've done after the fact, like, they obviously just made bullshit up because they were like, oh, they can get some money out of this, they can get some clout, they might be able to get some TV interviews, they might be able to get a book deal or some some fame, some money. There's there's obvious gain to be had, and and bullshit is currency, in current times right now. Because it's if you can sell it, that's what, like, most of social media is basically, people will be selling bullshit to but essentially to promote, to monetize it. So it says fucking hell. So what did it say? Expressing, unbridled joy and giddiness about the night they just had. They then reframed their narrative after Mendy's arrest was made public, Laws suggested. The defense also suggested that at least some of the women deliberately went out to meet footballers. They were hoping for a sprinkle of stardust, Laws said. Which is, that's been like from forever ago, man. Any guy of any amount of fame, women are gonna be flocking to them. And for footballers, it's been known, man. These men are going out and they can have basically a pick of the women out there. So for her to be, try and say like he has to go out and rape someone is already like a stretch. But again, it's just a matter of something where they can essentially monetize it. Well, yeah, that's essentially what they're looking to do. They're looking to get a payday, and fucking that guy over ain't nothing for them. So that says that one's grim anyway. Size is what? Which one was it? Okay. Oh yeah, Mendy was also cleared of raping woman 4 who met Mendy on what the prosecution called the Manchester scene. The evening after she alleged that Mendy raped her in his cinema room, woman 4 was seen hugging him at a Manchester nightclub, China White. The jury was shown CCTV footage of her approaching the footballer and dancing suggestively into him. So it's like, last night he's meant to have raped her, and then now she's coming in and trying to make a move. But obviously, it just looks like he was just slamming him. Then they got upset, they got hurt because it was obviously just he just banged it and moved on. So this is how they took their revenge, and because of how the layout, the setup of this current system is, they can off the back of him, on the back of them saying it, they can build up something like a whole they can take him to court and risk destroying his life. It's like, if that evidence wasn't there, this guy could have been at risk. But it's just like, anytime there's hard evidence, this shit is just flying in their face. So it says the defense focused particularly on one clip where the woman could see him posing for a photograph, apparently punched in the air. The jury was told that the resulting photo was posted by a friend on social media. The caption read, "She shagged a pro footballer." So it's like, yeah, obviously, that's what they're going out there to do. They're thinking, they can probably try and, give him the pumps one time and then try and get him to stick around. But it didn't work in their favor. Now they're, they're basically acting out. So it says, given evidence, Mendy described meeting woman 4 for the first time in his kitchen at one of his many house parties a few days earlier. He claimed that immediately after saying hello to her, asked her to show me her bum. She obliged by hitching up her short dress, he said. A few days later, woman 4 agreed to attend the party at Mendy's on the 23rd of July 2021. Mendy said that after giving her a tour of the house, he asked her to have sex. He told the jury that she initially said no because she wanted to be in a relationship. Yeah, so it's this, this is where it all comes from. Obviously, they're upset because he's, they're all trying to tie down, that footballer money, that cash money. But, they didn't have the skills to lace him down. So he just kept it moving. He said, but she changed her mind after he went to leave the room, grabbing his hand and pulling him back to her. Yeah, because, what obviously is being shown is that my man can just go run through and there's girls lining up. So it's like, that's, and that's what, but then that's essentially what they're trying to use to pin it, like, he went out and raped some girls. Says another woman told police Mendy and his friend Louis Saha Maturi, who's described in court as a footballer's fixer, had both raped her at another house party the next day on the 24th of July 2021. Man's having non-stop house parties. But, that's all they got to do with, that money and fame. Because that's all it really equates to out here is, carnal lust. But then, it's not even secure because your ass can be in court, risking going to jail for the rest of your life, having your life destroyed because, you wanted to get some pussy. So it says all charges relating to her were dropped mid-trial on the judge's orders after a video emerged of her having enthusiastic and obviously consensual sex with Maturi. So this is where this shit is fucking clown world, man. Because it's like, you know, some obvious slags just coming out. Obvious slag just coming out. You know what I mean? Slamming footballers, whatever. You know, trying to tie them up. And then after it doesn't work out, you know, they cried rape, which is just a mess, man. Like the fact that I can run is a mess, and that's why, you know, in the laws, that's what bearing false witness, you get done out, man. You're toast. Because why? Because this, you know, someone could end up getting their fucking head chopped off for based on the lies that are being told. So it says what you've seen in this case is a real life liar. Yeah, straight. But it really shows us, like, this is a guy that's meant to have received, you know, a position of so-called honor within Esau society. You know, he's got fame, he's got talent and ability to basically get one of the most prominent positions in Esau's world. You know, he's a so-called footballer. These guys are, you know, paid millions, and you know, everyone knows their name, their faces up on the TV. But then, you know, some women come to chat shit, and all that can just get thrown in the bin. So this is what Luke 6:24. But woe unto you that are rich, for ye have received your consolation. That's really what he got. He got a consolation. It wasn't, you know, it wasn't the fullness. He wasn't able to have sovereignty. He wasn't able to have essentially himself covered to where you know, he's really got everything under his own power. He's basically got like a little token from Esau, from his kingdom, to kind of have a position of prominence, but it's granted not in perpetuity, just for a season. And that's how fame really works out here. You'll have, you know, money for a season. That's why you hear about hella people. They might have legendary best-selling album. They might have a movie that makes like multiple hundreds of millions to billions of pounds, and then later down the line, you find out these guys are broke. They might have had a shit deal. They might have just like blasted all their money that they had. They didn't know how to handle it. They had people around them sucking them for their money. But really, it's a consolation, because it doesn't get you wisdom. It doesn't get you salvation. So it's you know, all it can really do is resolve the things that money can resolve. But it says what woe unto you that are full, for ye shall hunger. Woe unto you that laugh now, for ye shall weep. Woe unto you when all men shall speak well of you, for so did their fathers to the false prophets. So yes, it's like all that you're receiving as far as forwarding you, pushing you further within this system, that's, you know, pushing you further from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. That's why it's like all that. It's they're looking at it like they don't want to lose it, man. They're trying to hold it down. They're trying to have it in perpetuity, but it's not even something that's made like that. It's like even with fame, like there's always the new in, the new hot, whatever, the new in thing, and then what does that result in? That means that, you know, you're just a passing any of these, you know, so-called celebrities. They're just passing fancy. You know, they'll be in the news. You know, they'll be on TV. They'll be in interviews. They'll be the one with their face on the magazines. Then their time will pass. The time's gonna pass, and it will be the next, you know, the next new whoever hot in thing that we getting all that fame, all that attention, and all that money. So it's like, it's transitory, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 64, and it says, "And the Lord Yahweh shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest, but the Lord Yahweh shall bring thee there a trembling heart, and failing of eyes, and sorrow of mind." So yeah, you're not gonna have that ease, because even though it's now at the point where Jake can go out and have certain certain deals. You can receive a certain amount of ease. You can go out and fucking all the white women you want and whatnot. You're not really at ease, because you're still underneath. You're still held in the hand of Esau underneath his system. You're still beholden to that system. You're not able to just go out and live like as you know to essentially serve the Lord and just live righteously. You try and do certain things. They say you try and do that, they're gonna come chasing you down for your taxes. They're gonna come chasing you down if you don't have ID, you don't have certain things. Then you ain't even gonna be able to function. Essentially, Esau's made it where it's like you gotta deal with that system. So that's something when we need Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to bring an end to it, so that then Kingdom of Heaven can be instated, and then Israel will be those sovereigns. That's like you can get some of it now, but you ain't getting the fullness, man. That's how fucked it is. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Say praise to Yahweh, B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem HaKadosh. That want to see apostles and elders went most on the rule wall. Shalom, shalom.